videos, I really want to hope that these are helpful and that it could be of value to others that are struggling with sobriety or trying to figure out if they need to get clean and sober, whatever the case may be. It's my hope and prayer that these are helpful. The last video I did, I was wearing some sunglasses. Wow. Um, to because I was a little nervous, even though it's just I thought it would just be me um, potentially watching these videos, but I had 7 views. I think 2 of them were mine though, but uh, it's still pretty cool. And I'm not doing this to promote anything. I'm not here to promote one recovery group over another. I'm not here to promote Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, heroin, gambling, marijuana, cocaine, overeating, which I think I need to join that one. Um, Not here to promote any of them. Anonymity is important. So I neither endorse nor oppose any 12 step group. However, the things that I do share might resonate with some people that do go to certain 12 step groups, and that's fine. But I'm just speaking for me. I'm not speaking for AA, NA, or any of the other 12 step organizations. And, I just wanted to share a few thoughts today. This is kind of like self therapy. So, what I'm sharing is really kind of help me. And if it resonates with the tens of people, if I'm lucky, the tens of people that might see this video, then that's pretty cool. So, um, I'm going through the process of helping a gentleman through the 12 steps and the fellowship that I go to. And actually, I'm working with 3 men at this moment, and very grateful for that. One of them is done with the steps, and he's out there helping now. And then I've got one gentleman that is on the 9th step, and then another one that is in the beginning stages of a 4th step. And the steps are, pretty similar from one in an anonymous group to another. And so I'm not really breaking any specific fellowship anonymity. As you can tell, that's important to me. Um, what I just wanted to share, though, is that we go through a process of recovery um, to better our lives and to grow some form of a dependence upon a power greater than ourselves. And I know that there's a lot of people that go to these 12 step groups and they get all hung up on the God word. And that's fine. It's understandable. I know I did. And what I thought this was this religious mantra, but I was wrong. And I'm really grateful that the program gives me this opportunity to gives me all the space I need to figure this out. And that kind of stuff evolves. Step 2 in all of the 12 step groups talks about um, became willing to believe that a power greater than myself could restore me to sanity. And that was a big one for me because, I mean, that insinuates that I was sane at some point. And maybe I was, maybe like when I was like 5. I'm not too sure. But, um, for me, the sanity was that I just can't take that first drink or take that first tip. It's insane to think that it's okay that I could just, do this kind of stuff moderately. And that's where it started for me. And I'm really grateful for that. And then it's evolved over the years to a dependence upon a God of my own understanding, which my definition of God is that God is a caring and loving God, and He's not a just God. Because if He was a just God, I'd be screwed. And I keep it that simple. It's just really important to keep things simple for me. If some people want to evolve their understanding in a different way, the beautiful thing about the program is that you can do whatever you want. The main thing is just not to judge others for what they believe. And, you know, there's a lot of misinterpretation in these programs about that. And I just wanted to say to anybody that happens to run across this video, um, if you're struggling with the whole God concept, that's fine. Just, there is a God, I'm not it. And that's a pretty simple way of looking at it for myself. And I hope you find whatever you need to find. Um, the main purpose though of this video, because I don't script anything, I'm just speaking from the heart, is that I wanted to talk about difficult times in sobriety. I often hear in meetings that my worst day sober or high, or worst day eating, or worst day losing a bunch of money. Um, that those days, well, let me put it in the right context. If you're in the midst of losing money, you're actively involved in a addiction of gambling. So let me kind of rephrase that. My worst day clean and sober wasn't better than any of those other days out there. It just wasn't. My worst day is my worst day. And I'm not going to get into the why, other than, when you hear really bad news about your own child, it could be really devastating. And I got some really bad news about my son about 5 or 6 years ago, and actually it's like not quite 5 years. And that was the worst day of my life, to be told that your son has a 50-50 chance to make it 2 to 5 years. And that we're coming up on 5 years of that, and he's still around. So he's doing pretty good, thank God. And but that was my worst day ever. My worst day sober doesn't come anywhere close to that. And so when people say that might be their story, and that's great, and God bless them. But that's just not my story, and I know that I'm not the only one that feels that or experiences that. Nobody is unique in any recovery group. And I just wanted to say, thank God I was sober. Thank God I had a program. Thank God for the fellowship. I would have people talking to me that were in the fellowship that I belonged to till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, just to make sure that I was okay. To make sure that I didn't have an idea of going out and purchasing something to change or alter my state of mind. Um, the fellowship is an important part, but the fellowship that I have with the God of my understanding is the most important part. And if there's anybody in here that happens to watch this video and they'd be like, and you might be saying, "Oh, it's just religious bullshit," stop it. It's not that at all, ever, nor will it ever be for me. I can't make any claims for anybody else, but for me, it has nothing to do with organized religion. It has to do with a one-on-one relationship, and the God of my understanding is not a Christian God or a Jewish God or Muslim God or whatever, or a Buddhist way of thinking. Although I do love Buddhism and what they believe, um, it's my own personal concept. And the big book, shoot, the books of Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, um, other 12-step groups utilize the AA book, but all of them are pretty consistent with the understanding um, that it's a God of your own understanding. It's not what your parents think or your spouse might think or your kids might think or friends might think. It's only about how you define it. And I see so many people getting hung up on that whole concept because they don't want to believe what is said in the words of these books. And really, what that is just people just being stuck on stupid, in my opinion. And I don't say that in a hateful way. I just, I say it just because, I was stuck on stupid for quite a long time. And so I'm basically acknowledging my own ignorance. And, and what I needed to do is I needed to get over it. I came to the point where I needed to get clean and sober, but I didn't get clean and sober for me. I got clean and sober for my kids because I didn't want my kids to have the same story that I had. My dad died when I was going into my junior year of high school, alcoholism. And he was a raging alcoholic. And I didn't want my kids to have that same kind of story. So I went in and I hated it. I didn't want to do it, but after a couple of months, I finally surrendered. And it's hard to believe that was like 10 years, 7 months, and 2 days ago, but who's counting? um, the opportunity for recovery is there for everybody's taking. You just have to be willing to do some work and make a few sacrifices here and there. But the sacrifices pale in comparison to the sacrifice of death and leaving a trail of misery behind you. And so, well, that was a pretty bold statement, pretty dark. But sometimes people die because of addiction, and we all know it's true. And just sometimes people don't want to talk about it. Um, so, I guess what I really wanted to share today is that amongst all the jibber jabber that I've just done for the last 10, 11 minutes or so, um, is it'd be really good to give yourself a chance to recover. It would be this really great thing that you would do for yourself, and not just for you, but for others. And whatever your motivation is, whether you're getting clean and sober for yourself or clean and sober for other people, just get clean and sober. Your reasons change and evolve, and but the original reasons never go away either. So, do yourself a favor, give yourself a break, and give yourself an opportunity to recover from a hopeless state of mind and body. The rest will follow if you do that. Find a 12-step fellowship, find the solution, find somebody to help guide you through those 12 steps, and then guide others through those 12 steps. And I believe what you will find is a new way of living, a new opportunity to live a fulfilled life. And, the amount of good that you could do for others, not just for the people that you love and care about, but just for, random people that you end up meeting as a result of going and being a member of any kind of 12-step group. Just give yourself a chance. It's so hard for us to admit that that's all we really want, but that's what the truth is for me. And I'd like to believe that there's other people that believe the same thing. Give yourself a chance. That's enough. Have a wonderful day, and who knows when I'll do the next video. But I will do one if I don't die. All right.